Well, bike riding is a great way to burn calories, get your heart rate up, and have fun, but it can also cause problems for men. Dr. Craig Niederberger is the head of the Department of Urology at the University of Illinois. He joins us now via broadband from Chicago. Doctor, thanks for joining with us. So you say this isn't an urban myth, right? That you can, in terms of men riding on bikes. I mean, can long-term bike riding actually cause sexual dysfunction in men?
Well, thanks for having me, and yes, absolutely. That was our first question. Our first question was whether or not bike riding would compress the little arteries underneath the man's bottom that go directly into the penis to cause erections. And unfortunately, bike riding does do that, and it does it fairly effectively over all of the seats that we've tested so far.
In previous studies, researchers looked at the amount of pressure on the bicycle seat, but your focus was more on the rider. Why?
I really don't care what the seat feels. The seat isn't the thing getting the erections. I care what the rider's pressure is down from below on his actual arteries. And this hasn't been possible until technology only about 3 or 4 years ago. This technology allows us to measure the pressure that a bicycle seat puts on a man's bottom. So you can measure what is on the bicycle seat, but that's not really what counts.
And so what are the long-term health hazards? I mean, is sterility also an issue?
Sterility, probably not. The testicles seem to do quite well in bicycle riding, but it's the little arteries that are compressed by the bicycle seats themselves, which seem to be the real issue here. And down the road, this can cause problems with erections that can be permanent. What we're finding is that many of the seats which claim to protect men don't do that. So one message that I would have to men is if you have a seat that you like right now, keep riding it. Don't switch to something just because it says that it protects your erections and your prostate and all of your organs down there.
Okay, so speaking of seats, there's so many on the market already, but you're working on a new one. How is yours different, and when do you expect to have a prototype ready?
We're still working on it. One of the things that we found is that different men respond to bicycle seats in very, very different ways. So whereas one bicycle seat might be less problematic for one man, a different man with a different body type has a completely different response. So what we're working on is a seat which really sort of adapts to all men. And it's in its very, very early stages. And I would say expect a prototype within 1 to 3 years.
And is there a difference between men who ride more casually and then those that do long-distance cycling?
Well, I would say the one thing that we're finding is that, and it makes perfect sense, sitting on the bicycle seat itself is the problem. So if you find yourself sitting a lot on the bicycle seat, then you're probably more at risk than if you're up in the air a lot. So depending on your own riding style, the more that you're actually on the seat, that's probably where the problem lies.
All right, Dr. Craig Niederberger, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Very interesting.
Thank you.